Welcome to Phillip Island, Victoria in Australia. What a setting we have for this great sporting contest, the Little Penguin Sea to Dune race. Nervous moments always as they gather on the beach, the tension mounting, and away they go. There's the defending champion, wearing his familiar navy blue and white, great waddling style. Another pre-race favourite though, losing touch with the pack. Maybe that's why. A few too many fish in the day's feeding. There's a familiar face, Skip McIntyre, 8 times a champion back in the 90s, a very successful coach now, keeping a keen eye on proceedings. This the leading group, 1 or 2 still able to put on a show for the camera, others just ploughing straight over it. Some resorting to shortcuts. Sad that cheating has crept into this beautiful sport. The judges will have a look at that. But up at the front, the pace is relentless, closing in on those sand dunes that will offer a bed for the night. The fatigue starting to tell. Who's got the finishing kick up on the outside? What a turn of pace from that one, whichever one it is. No answer from the rest, and he takes victory. What a win. There we are, into the Burrow, building an extension with his winnings, and back tomorrow to try and defend his title here on Phillip Island.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Live Penguin TV. My name's Sky, and tonight we've got the lovely Rachel.
Hi there. Thank you, Sky. I'm Rachel, and I will be monitoring your questions here on Facebook and YouTube. So if you've got any questions, please pop them in. I'll find some and pop them for Sky to answer. And if you're interested, yesterday's number, we've got 874 yesterday night at 8:19 p.m. Thank you, Sky.
No worries. So 874 penguins crossed the beach, and it looks like the penguins might be arriving on our water's edge right now and are beginning to think about crossing the beach. So let's take a closer look. Now, of course, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which these penguins are crossing the beach. That is the Bunurong of the Kulin Nation, and I'd like to pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. And yep, certainly the penguins have arrived much earlier than last night. So last night, everybody, I believe you had Ranger Megan on the live stream, and I was actually running one of our guided ranger tours, and it's the first time I've done a guided ranger tour in a long time due to the coronavirus, unfortunately. So I did. They're running. Something spooked them, so they might not be much earlier than last night at all. Most of them are back into the water now. Yes, so I was running a ranger tour last night, and our guided ranger tour is a tour where we take just a group of only 10 people, and we talk to them, we walk them through the visitor center, we show them some of the visitor center, we talk to them, sort of like this live stream. We give them a lot of the information that we give on a live stream, but we walk and talk through the colony. We sit down in some of the best seats in the house, and then we wait and watch the penguins arrive. And I tell you what, I was sitting down on our fantastic seats, and we were sitting there for a good 15 minutes or so waiting without a sign of penguins. And at one point, one of the guests said, "Have you ever had a night where no penguins come?" And I said, luckily, no. We've always had penguins. The least penguins we've ever seen. Running again. The least penguins we've ever seen is, I believe, about 8. It was a night with a lot of fog. That's the urban legend anyway. I haven't seen that data written down myself, but that's how the story goes. It was a night of only 8 penguins crossing the beach. But of course, last night, 874, so 100 times that number 8, if not more. And actually, everybody, the reason that I was doing a guided ranger tour last night specifically was because I was being assessed. I was being assessed to become an eco-accredited or eco-certified guide. So here at Phillip Island Nature Parks, now that we are Phillip Island Nature Parks, we are a self-funded, not-for-profit conservation organisation. We used to be visitor funded, but of course the state government has stepped in and helped us out since we've been not seeing so many visitors as we'd like. So that was very kind of them, but usually we'd be visitor funded, and we are a conservation organisation. We are contributing all sorts of research, all sorts of education, and we are really trying to conserve the environment here on Phillip Island. And so one of the things that we do is that we offer many eco-certified eco-certified programs and tours. And then we try to get as many of our tour guides and as many of our rangers eco-certified as well. So you might be wondering what that means. And that means that, so if an eco-certification, it means that the program or the guide is backed by strong, well-managed commitment to sustainable practices and provides high-quality nature-based tourism experiences. I've just read that to make sure I got it right. And you can only get something eco-certified if there is a primary focus on nature and a primary focus on conservation, on minimal impact strategies, and things like this. So last night I was getting myself eco-accredited to make sure that I am one of the many guides here at Phillip Island Nature Parks that is eco-accredited and is definitely bringing high-level conservation ecotourism experiences. So it's something we're really proud of, and we try to have as many guides as possible eco-accredited. So I think there's going to be a fair bit of eco-accreditation going on in the next little while. Certainly with the time at home, because you've got to be assessed, you've got to be watched doing a tour. The fact that we haven't been running tours for a good year means there's a bit of a backlog of people needing to get eco-accredited. So I was really excited to do my assessment last night. I think it went well. I think it was all right. And fingers crossed, next time you see me, well, not next time you see me, because next time you see me will be tomorrow night, but next time you see me after tomorrow night, hopefully you'll see me wearing a little badge that says Eco Guide, which will be really exciting. Now, Rachel, you're eco-accredited, aren't you?
I am.
Yes.
Thank you, Sky.
So Rachel's already accomplished it, which is fantastic. She's already got the badge. And many of the rangers that you've seen on these live streams already have it. But no, I'm a newer employee. So I'm only just getting it now. Really, well, as long as I pass, but I think I did.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think I did. I think I did a pretty good job. I tried really hard. And I was telling our guests, because I had 10 guests on my tour last night, I was telling them all about how we're fox-free on the island, how we use lights that have sort of an orange or red tint to them rather than just white lights, because it minimizes the impacts on the penguins. I was talking about the Summerland buyback. I was telling everybody about how there used to be 180 buildings here in this penguin colony, and they all got taken away, which is just fantastic for these little penguins. So I was telling them all sorts of wonderful conservation stories about the things that have gone on here at Phillip Island Nature Parks and the things that we do for these penguins, and encouraging them to do little things to help the environment as well. So the penguins have attempting to climb this giant mountain range of seaweed that we've got here at the moment. Now, I was out there sort of on the beach last night, and I can tell you it is really high. It is a couple of meters high, or not a couple of meters, that's not true. A meter and a bit high, would you say, Rachel?
Yes.
It's high. It is a big mountain range. I was sort of calling it the seaweed Himalayas or the seaweed Andes. Oh, we've got another raft of penguins turning up. I have a feeling we're going to have more penguins than last night's 874. So here comes another group, but we'll keep our eye on this first group who are just now trying to summit the Himalayas, the Andes, the Alps, this huge mountain range that's blocking off the beach for them. And I have to say, I was imagining that when they'd get to the downward side, because that's the bit that we could see, I thought, oh gosh, we're going to see some rolling penguins, which reminds me of one of my favorite penguin jokes, which is a little bit mean, but I do like it. I think it's a bit funny, which I'll tell you now. Let me see if I can remember it so I don't wreck the punchline. Yes, it is, what is blue, white, blue, white, blue, white? It's a penguin rolling down a hill. Oh, and I was expecting to see that and break that joke out last night, but no, they actually got down the seaweed mountain really easily. They just walked down it really normally, and I went, oh, well, that's good. That's really good for the penguins. I didn't want to see them rolling, but I did want to break out my joke. I didn't in the end. Oh, here they come. They'll be coming round the mountain when they come. There they are. They have gone round. Look at that. Don't you think? Yep, they've gone round on the rocks. Smart thinking, penguins. I wonder, to me it sort of looks like there's a way, oh, I have to do it backwards. It looks like there's a way, oh, I can't figure it out, sort of through. Yeah, it looks like if they sort of cross across, they could do a zigzag across, and then they could avoid crossing any seaweed at all, really. But are they going to figure that out and go round? These penguins are not famous for figuring out to go round, are they? Anyone who remembers the episode with the goose will know this, that they don't like to go round, so we might see them climb over this. But I really think on the far left of the screen, if they just went to the far left, they could easily go around this mountain. I don't think they're going to figure it out. I wonder if we've had a start to the count.
We did,
Yep.
I believe, yeah.
Fantastic. So it's all kicking off here now.
Elizabeth's
at the Penguin.
counting.
Oh, it's Elizabeth counting tonight, and I believe it's Danny on East is assisting her, Ranger Danny.
And Elizabeth was having a little bit of trouble looking past the seaweed.
Oh, I can imagine, yes. Absolutely. So yes, if you'd like to help Phillip Island Nature Parks in our quest for research, education and conservation, you can donate to the Penguin Foundation. The link is in the description above, below, wherever it may be. And you can adopt a penguin. You can adopt a bandicoot. And we saw a bandicoot on the tour. Actually, I think I saw 4 bandicoots, including on my way home. And last night, actually, I saw a bandicoot, the furthest away that I have ever seen a bandicoot here on the island.
Wow.
So for those of you who are familiar, you might need to get a map out to look. But I saw one. The last time I saw a bandicoot, it was right on the intersection between Back Beach Road and Kitty Miller Bay Road. That's the furthest I'd seen one. I saw one well beyond Kitty Miller Road last night, right up the hill on the way towards Berries Beach Road. So the bandicoots are really spreading out is the moral of the story. If you don't know any of those landmarks that I just said, the moral of the story is the bandicoots are spreading out. They are doing really, really well, which is just fantastic, because remember, this is a species that is extinct in the wild on the mainland, and they got brought here because Phillip Island is a safe haven. We've got no foxes, so they've got no predators, so they can survive, and this is a place where we can hopefully have them surviving in the wild again. So it's really exciting to see them gradually getting further and further, because they were released around the Penguin Parade, weren't they? Sort of in the Summerland Peninsula area. So they're really spreading out onto the island now. And they do wonders for the soil. They've got these really pointy noses. In fact, I've got a toy one here. This is the bandicoot that we're talking about. They've got these really pointy noses that they dig into the ground, and it makes these sort of cone shape divots in the soil. and it turns over the soil and turns over the nutrients, and they're looking for grubs. In fact, we saw one on the beach the other night as well, and it was digging through the seaweed looking for grubs, which is just fantastic. So these penguins are struggling a little bit with this kelp mountain range. In the meantime, though, stack of penguins arriving on the water's edge there. Oh, poor Elizabeth, look at that. That is a multitude of penguins. And they are really going to scatter once they get to this seaweed as well. Oh, yeah, that looks like a lot. I don't... 100? What would you say, Rachel? Can you see it yet? What would you say this group is? What would be your best guess?
Wow.
Since you're an extraordinary penguin counter, very accurate.
Oh, thank you, Sky. Elizabeth's giving us...
Oh, Elizabeth's telling us. Well, that first group maybe.
Yeah, the first one was 69 penguins.
69 penguins. All right, so let's have a little look and see where this 69 penguins have gone. Have they made it to the rocks yet? Nope, so the first group is still climbing the seaweed. We've got some Cape Barren geese. Hello. We've got, I like to think of it as tennis ball faces because the front of their beak is sort of fluoro greeny yellow like a tennis ball. But let's go and find this first group of penguins wherever they may be. They must be coming to the top of the seaweed Alps soon. Where have they gone?
They've just disappeared.
They've disappeared. So this is the group that we know about. I think there's at least 100 there. This other group, I think we're still waiting for them to get... Yeah, no, they certainly haven't arrived. Oh, we've got the puddle back by everybody. Have a look at that. Everyone's favourite puddle is back, so we might have some diving board Olympics again tonight. But where have these penguins gone? Where has this first group gone? They coming over the hill yet? Look out for these white bellies. Rachel's going like this. I don't know where they've gone. I think they still must be climbing the mountain. They should have gone round. All right, here comes the second group coming around the mountain when she comes. And we'll see if we have a bit of a lag time between seeing them climb over the mountain as well. In the meantime, we're getting a few heads in the way tonight because it's been really wet here today. We've had a lot of rain, and I wonder if people are a bit hesitant to sit down tonight and get their bottoms wet.
We've got Sarah asking, does all this seaweed mountain range confuse the penguins as they're coming in as one of the pathway?
Yeah, I don't know, Sarah. That's a good question. I think probably not. This is oh gosh, so these penguins must have snuck in because they're coming around the highway now. Oh, they're sneaky. They get past you, don't they? I was looking. We looked in the puddle, did we not?
We did.
We were looking on the rocks.
They just suddenly appeared again.
Oh, here's that scruffy penguin. Oh, look at this poor thing. Is it already starting the molt? Is this what's happening? What's it doing? Is it maybe just changing burrows? Did it maybe not come in with the group and it's changing burrows because it's so scruffy looking? Looks like it's wearing a wedding dress or something. This poor thing. Oh, and somebody's dropped a hat. Oh dear. So I guess one of our rangers will have to collect that shortly. When did they sneak past? I swear we were watching. I'll have to go back and see what I missed. Because we looked at the puddle not that long ago, did we not? Oh! Is that where they came from? Rachel, look at this. They're coming from the other side.
They did.
What are you doing, penguins? What's happening? So that's where these penguins have gone. I swore that we didn't see them. They've gone right round to this other side. They've come up the other side. So actually, to answer your question, Sarah, I'd say, yeah, they are a little confused. They don't usually come up all the way over there. What is going on? Yeah, so maybe they're a little bit confused or they're trying to find the path of least resistance and It seems to be well down the beach, and they're approaching on the complete wrong side of the puddle. Oh, this is strange. So if you're a first-time viewer tonight, usually the penguins come from the left side of the screen and cross across this way. They are not usually coming from the right side of where this puddle is. This is very odd. It is very strange to be... It's very strange actually to be seeing the penguins climbing up these rocks front on. We usually see them going to the side, don't we? Oh, this is interesting. Look at that. So I'd say that's where the first group went. I'd say they went right to the side, and that's how I missed them. Oh, and look at them swim. Hey, oh, I love when the puddle's here. Isn't that adorable? And it must be nice for them as well to swim a little bit of the way home. It must be so nice because, of course, they spend 80% of their life in the ocean, so they're really comfortable swimming. Walking is a little bit less usual for them, so having a little swimming break on their way must be a little bit of a relax. A nice thing for them. Here they come. So yes, Sarah, I'd say, yeah, they are a little confused. Seeing some really different behaviour now tonight, and we don't usually see very different behaviour from our penguins. It's usually very similar night after night. They do very similar things night after night. Oh, that is interesting. And I wonder, I missed them if they're coming up there. I wonder if all the penguins are going to take that long way around tonight. Oh, switch to the highway. Look at this. Oh, that is a lot of penguins in one go. Huge numbers tonight. Look at that. Wow. So we're going to have to get the butt view of this. Once we've seen a fair few of them turn this corner, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to watch their little waddling backsides waddle their way up the highway. Those of you who've been watching a long time will know that we haven't always been able to flick this camera. I reckon it's time. We haven't always been able to flick this camera. We haven't always been able to watch them waddling up the hill, and it's one of my favourite views that we get is this waddling. Let's pull it down so we get more. There we go. Oh, yep. So to the left-hand side, we've got a very chunky penguin having a bit of a rest. The rest are waddling on, but that penguin's gone, nah, I'm pooped. I'm having a rest right here on the path. I'm not going any further till I have a bit of a lie down. And that is probably a penguin who's going to molt sometime soon. That means pushing out all of their feathers in one go. Very cute waddling from side to side. Now the reason they waddle from side to side is because they can't bend their knees. Their knees are fused and they are up near their belly button. So the only way that they can move is by rocking from side to side to side to side, and they sort of lean forward, and that gives them that motion. What's also really interesting is that we tend to, when we penguin waddle as humans, we tend to lock our knees in straight. Let's go back to the main camera and watch these multitudes of penguins arrive. We tend to lock our knees in straight. And when we say that they can't bend their knees, we often tend to think, okay, so if you can't bend your knees, your legs are completely straight, which means you waddle like that. But actually, the penguins have their knees up sort of around their belly button, and their knees are bent like this. So they're actually kind of squat waddling, which would also, if you try and sort of do a bit of a squat and waddle, that would account for a fair bit of that waddly, rocky motion, which is just hilarious. Oh gosh, another big group coming around the mountain in a very strange way tonight. So I'm keen to see them jump in the puddle again. I wonder if they know they've come a strange way. I wonder if they're feeling a bit lost, going a slightly different way than usual. They are creatures of habit. They do like to do the same thing over and over again. Any questions, Rachel?
We do. We've got Jenny asking, do the penguins ever have mites?
Mites, yeah, they do. So they live out in the wild and they get annoyed by creepy crawlies, certainly. Sometimes they have ticks, sometimes they have mites. Yeah, that's certainly very normal. Same as our koalas. You know, not so long ago when I was doing some koala keeping, I saw the tick about the size of a marble. It looked like a black marble on its neck. I thought, oh gosh, that is one of the biggest ticks I've ever seen. So I had to sort of try and get in there and take it off, just to help it out a little bit since they're in our care. But yeah, unfortunately, they're wild animals and they get hassled with things that wild animals get hassled with. So yeah, ticks and mites, certainly pretty normal stuff for these poor penguins. They have a tough journey home, as we're seeing. Oh gosh, we're getting some coming right across the rocks there. Can you see those white bellies in the middle of the screen there? Coming in really strange fashion tonight. We've got more spread across this seaweed area here. But we've got plenty on the highway. Let's have a little look at the highway. Lots and lots of penguins on the highway tonight. I feel like it's going to be a big number tonight, don't you, Rachel?
I think it's a good feeling about that.
I have a good feeling about it. I feel like we're seeing lots and lots of penguins. And tonight, as well as telling you a little bit about our Eco-accreditation program, another thing I wanted to tell you all about is a really great initiative. Oh, and we've only got 5 minutes left, so I'll sneak it into this last 5 minutes. It's called Take 3 for the Sea. Now, you might have heard of this before, and it is essentially exactly what the name suggests. And the idea is that when you go to a beach or when you go to somewhere with a waterway, somewhere that will eventually go to a beach and go to our ocean, that you pick up 3 bits of rubbish. We're not asking for 5, we're not asking for 10, we're not asking you to do a whole big clean-up day. Of course, that would be great if you'd like to devote a whole day to cleaning up a whole area. That is absolutely fantastic and absolutely welcome. But Take 3 for the Sea is not about that. It is the idea that every single time you go to a beach or a waterway that you just simply pick up 3 and that you do it every time. You just make it your habit. Yep, I take 3 for the sea every time. Take 3 for the sea, take 3 for the sea. And it's the idea that sometimes if you feel like you've got to take all of the bits of rubbish that you see, it can feel like a really big job and you might just go, well, it's too big, so I won't take any. And what we're trying to say is, no, it is a very big job, but it's not such a big job if everyone is just taking 3 bits. If everyone takes 3 bits, then we can get this job done really quickly and really well. So we're really trying to encourage people every time they go to the beach, find 3 bits of rubbish. Every time you go to a river, find 3 bits of rubbish. Take those 3 bits for the sea. If that ends up being 5, then well done. But if it is literally that you take your 3 and that is it, you have made a difference. And that's what we're really trying to, that's what this program, I guess, is trying to encourage people, that every little bit counts. If you can pick up 3 bits, that is fantastic and you have made a difference and it's absolutely great. That's what we want. So take 3 for the sea next time you're at a beach or a waterway and make it a habit. Or even every time you go for a walk, if you have a dog that you take for a walk, just take 3 for the sea on your footpaths. Pick up 3 bits of rubbish every single time. Just 3. Doesn't have to be more than 3. If you think that taking more than 3 is going to make you feel a bit overwhelmed or make you feel like it's too hard, no, don't take any more than 3, just 3. Everybody can pick up 3 bits of rubbish.
Sounds good, Sky.
Yeah, I think it's a really good one. So, a couple of minutes left. Any last questions?
Yeah, I was going to ask, if I put in one last one.
Mm-hmm.
Belinda was asking, how often does the Bandicoot breed have babies?
Oh, like how often? Oh, sorry. Let's change to the highway. How often do the bandicoots have babies? Yep. Okay. Yep. We've got a few minutes left, and you can just tell. I don't actually know.
Checked. Yeah, no, me neither. So I've just checked. They can have up to 5 liters per year. 5
liters.
Batch,
Yeah.
5 batches of babies per year.
5 batches of babies.
Yeah, per year.
Golly gee,
So
that's
it's
a lot of
amazing.
babies.
Yeah, the female matures at about 4 months old.
Yeah, wow.
That's pretty quick.
Oh, great question. Was it Belinda? Yeah, because I didn't know. And you said you just had to look it up?
Yeah, I had to look it up.
Yeah. It's not a question. Well, you know what? Up until recently, I don't know that we've been seeing bandicoots that often. So we haven't been talking about them too much. But I reckon I'm seeing a bandicoot most nights that I come to the parade now, whether it's on my drive home, whether it's at the parade or on this very live stream. So yeah, the bandicoots are doing really well. I'm going to have to get really up to date on my bandicoot facts, because I think they're going to become a really regular feature of our tours and of our talks. All right, so with 2 minutes to go, everybody, just reminding you that tomorrow night, we've got some penguins finally coming from where we would expect them to come. Finally coming from this spot. Hi, penguins, welcome. You really surprised us tonight. Yes, I will remind you that tomorrow night is the last night of our special UK Penguin live streaming extravaganza. So we've been doing this for a month now. It's been 4 weeks. And tomorrow night is going to be our grand finale, our last night for a little while. We certainly will be back. We will be live streaming again for sure. But I don't know exactly when. I don't know exactly how. So you'll have to make sure you tune in tonight for the last night for a little while. But we hope those of you in the UK have been enjoying these special UK live streams. We hope that they've brought a smile to your face while you've been sitting at home, looking after your community. I'm sure everybody in the community appreciates that you're staying home, that you're doing the right thing. And yeah, we hope that these penguins have helped you enjoy your time at home. So I think that's all from Rachel and I at the very least will see you tomorrow night for the very last night. So until then, everybody, we are going to huck on away. Okay. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, guys.